Our second LPTW Special Award for Meritorious Service will be presented by an Adelco Award-winning actress, singer, playwright, and producer, Rasharda Abrams.
Thank you, theater women! I met Lorca Peress in 2011, and I performed in several plays with multi-stages. I didn't know that was the beginning of a lifelong friendship. We both loved our dads, and we both loved our grandmothers, who lived to be 99 years old each. Lorca brought me into the league, and immediately I was thrust into this world of women who get things done. I went home and told my mom, I said, Mom, I'm a legal professional theater woman. Lorca has a 15-year history with the league. She served as co-president for 3 years and was instrumental in changing the bylaws so that one co-president would join an existing co-president instead of 2 co-presidents starting anew every 2 years. She was co-editor of the Women in Theater International magazine. She is chair of the development committee, the people who get us the money. She manages a pay equity study and serves as an advisor in a variety of areas in the league. Lorca grew up in a home of artists who inspired her artistry and activism. Her grandmother, Anita Velez Mitchell, performer, poet, writer, a role model for Lorca. Her grandfather, Erasmus Vodel, Erasmus Vandal, founder of the first Puerto Rican theater in the 1920s Harlem, and an activist in sexual reproduction for women and abortionist, and an independista who knew Lolita Negron. Her mother, Gloria Vando Hickok, poet, writer, thinker, and activist. As a child, Lorca remembers being in a stroller with her mom, marching in the streets, dealing with issues that were plaguing the world. Her father, music conductor Maurice Peress, who was Jewish on both sides. The majority of his mother's Polish family were murdered in World War II. His father's Iraqi family were attacked when Hitler came to power, and they all escaped through her father's home in New York. Lorca's sister and brother are musicians, Annika Peress and Paul Peress. They all have collaborated on various projects. Lorca also worked with her father as a singer, concert narrator, and as a director with him as music conductor. Lorca's dad encouraged them all to make a better world. Multicultural luminaries of all walks of life, genders, identities frequented the Peress home. Lorca told me she's inspired by anyone who is a free thinker, pushing boundaries and exploring, and don't we know that in the league? Lorca attended Bennington College. She performed in numerous plays. However, upon graduation, she was typecast in New York as the prostitute. It was the 80s, and she was Puerto Rican and Jewish with wild hair. She wasn't a WASP, and she was too ethnic for television. She was told there was not a place for her. Exactly. So she wrote a one-woman show, developed with Jean Frankel at La Mama, and Ellen Stewart gave her an award, and she toured. Later, encouraged by Jean Frankel, she also became a director. In 1997, Lorca founded Multi-Stages. All those people over there collaborate with Lorca every show. She wanted to be on the forefront of what was going on with Black and brown voices and all kinds of voices having a platform. She wanted to find a place for all of us others. She also wanted to explore the idea of what is art and what is theater. She thought that the cross-communications of the arts was an important statement, which was also inspired by her multidisciplinary education at Bennington. In 2000, Lorca became a teacher at the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute, a place she attended as a child actor. She felt as a director, she had a different voice to share. She was more of a coach, and she felt she could guide people. And I attest, she's a great director. Lorca's husband, Lynn Fusco, has supported her throughout her career. We have to give credit, because we always leave the spouses out, and that's not right. Lorca's dad met Ruth Maylees, who told him about the League of Professional Theater Women. He said, well, my daughter's a director, and the rest is history. Lorca joined the League in 2008. She was on the board by 2010, and she was co-president by 2011. Please welcome the League of Professional Theater Women Special Award for Meritorious Service recipient, Lorca Peress, a free thinker, pushing boundaries, and making the world a better place for all of us.
Oh, Rasharda, thank you so much. That was my entire speech. She called me up and said, what are we going to talk about? And we started a Zoom. We had a Zoom. She said, I'm going to record you. And I thought we'd be on for maybe 10 minutes. An hour and a half later, my life history had been presented. We go back. We've done a lot of shows together. And I love working with Rasharda. She's a beautiful artist and a wonderful playwright. She mentioned my table. I want to start with this beautiful table of amazing human beings. First off, my husband, Len Fusco. Len and I have been together for 3 decades. And he's seen me evolve, well, almost 4. Not quite 4. Yeah, can you imagine? I was 5. But he's seen, the evolution of who I became as a human being. I started off as a whore. Yeah, no. It's true. It's really true. I mean, what do you do with a Puerto Rican, Jewish, Sephardic, you make them a prostitute. But he started off with me as a young actor, and then from there, he's seen me evolve into working with the League and starting my own theater company, and here we are 25 years later with Multi-Stages. So, thank you. It's not easy, especially these days. We're all so concerned with what the future is. And I loved that the term, the great intermission. We're all going to borrow that. It's been a rough one, but we're going to stay positive and go on to our second act. Multi-Stages, everyone at this table here is involved with my company in some way. Gina Bardwell is on our board and is an associate producer with me on various productions. Valerie Nakor is on our board and is also a wonderful actor. Amy is a friend and a patron of the arts and comes to our productions. Marianne is an advisor, helps me with all our grants that we write, that we get. So I thank her very much for that. Jan, who's standing up, who's fantastic, the most beautiful projections. I don't know if you saw any of the imagery, but do check out some of the gorgeous work we've done. Jennifer Chen, one of my favorite people to work with, a brilliant choreographer. We've done, we've been working together since 1999. 15 projects, including a mass that my dad conducted. Not the original. He did the original at the Kennedy Center, and then I had the honor of directing his production at Queens College. And it was a fantastic, Jamie Bernstein came, and just a gorgeous work. Bruce Baumer, a wonderful music director, also on our board, dear friend of mine. Wow. And Rasharda. Okay, so briefly, yes, how does one give service? What does it mean to give service? What does it mean to be meritorious? I'm very honored by that, and I am just carrying the torch. This is the legacy that was passed down. Rasharda mentioned the history of my family. My dad even went down and went door to door at Bucks County. He was 82 years old, trying to get people to, vote for Barack Obama. Knocked on the door and had conversations with conservatives, and so I come from that kind of world. And we've always marched. I've always been marching. And we have a beautiful song that we do for the League, don't we? Thank you, Sheila. Wrote a gorgeous song, March On. Yeah. So I think it's just about giving back, and it's not even that you have to be of a certain age to give back. I think it's just passing it on, you know. They gave it to us, and then we carry it forward. And so whatever we can do, I think, to continue to excite people and inspire people, all people, to participate in theater or whatever it is that they love, I think that's really the legacy. And the League has been great to me. So many people in here are my friends. Fenger Gale, who has been the winner of several of our New York's contests for multi-stages. Brava. Brilliant playwright. Romy Nordlinger, I'm working with her now on her one-woman show, The Garden of Allah. We're excited about that. Anyway, there's a smattering of friends throughout the room, and I love you all, and I thank you all for trusting me to be your president at one point. And it's a great community. So bravo to the League, and thank you for the honor.